Golden Gate Bridge Jump 1 was the best the best adventure, the best planning, the best team. I mean, we had 28 people involved in that, man.
Wow.
And the guy, my buddy that passed away, he's afraid of heights.
Oh, okay.
But we had to have somebody to get across to the bridge tower to look it over and see if he could find an entrance and everything. So this guy shimmied across an I-beam that's about a foot wide, 250 feet above the water, afraid of heights, but he did it for the team.
Wow.
He got over there, and then that's how he figured out how to take the lock apart, make a key, so he didn't have to do it anymore.
Wow.
But I mean, we had about 5 boats in the water well, this is the second time when I had the problem.
Yeah.
We had 5 boats in the water, and a guy named Richard Burke jumped with me, and another guy on top when things went sour.
Yeah.
We call him Spider McKenna, and RB goes off, and he has a reverse opening, and he flies back into the bridge. And he hits the catwalk, breaks 2 ribs, punctures a lung. He shoots laying there, draped over the side. Man, we're afraid the wind's going to catch it and drag him off there. Wow. And then Spider, and this is back before cell phones.
Yeah.
And Spider and I have a $2,000 walkie-talkie in a plastic bag strapped onto my leg. So I rip that thing open and I start trying, but there's so much so much radio interference up there, it ain't getting nowhere.
Right.
So I try to put it back in. So when I jumped off, same thing happened to me. Our parachutes were packed in reverse. We didn't know it at the time.
Wow.
So I flew into the bridge too, and I got hung up because I delayed opening for another split second.
Yeah.
And I was hanging there, just hanging there.
Yeah.
And now you see the Coast Guard helicopters circling, and you see the boats down there and everything. And come to find out, my buddy, who passed away, he went up and got Richard, took him back, and they put him in a race boat, a twin Chrysler 500, and the Coast Guard chased him, but they couldn't catch him. And they got away over to Sausalito, and they were watching it all on TV while I'm still hanging on the side of this building. It was crazy. But, yeah, that's when I cut away, went into the drink, and, I got arrested and all that stuff. But those capers I put right up with the best. Okay. And the one where I really had a problem was, the Transamerica building, San Francisco, the big pyramid.
Oh yeah. It kind of looked like the one in Memphis a little bit.
Okay, well I climbed that.
Okay.
In 1983, and in order to find out what the building was really like, I posed as a writer for an architectural magazine, and I got the building manager to show me around because I told him I was going to write an article about how this thing is stressed to a 9+ earthquake, and it is.
Yeah.
And so he gave me the run of the place, and I was Xeroxing, blueprints of the building and everything. But I got a 4th revision on a set of prints that had a 10 final.
Yeah.
So everything was about 6 inches off. And so I'm free climbing this freaking building, and I get up about the 35th story. I mean, the story just getting me on the building is crazy. We had a 60-foot extension ladder that at 4 o'clock in the morning, we were putting it up on the restaurant beside of it, and it falls over, clang, clang, clang. We just knew. Nobody said a word. They just figured we were working on it, I guess.
Right.
But I got up there, man, and it was tough. So, that's the only one I didn't make it to the top.
Wow.
And I regret it to this day.
Wow.
I did. But
so why didn't you make it to the top?
Well, I almost fell. I was so tired because I'm free climbing, 350 feet, having to go up and press my body in a crack and reach up and grab and then pull my whole self up to the next level.
Gotcha.
And if I hadn't had to do that, I'd probably been fine. But I mean, my butt was kicked. I had like a 35-pound pack on, full of water, all kinds of stuff. And then it was the last football game before the big strike. Remember when when NFL went on strike? You don't remember. NFL went on strike.
What year was
this?
1983. No, I don't.
Went on strike.
That's when I was born, 1983.
Oh, I guess you don't remember, did you? But anyway, the cop in the window trying to get me in, he said, "Hey, man, this is probably the last football game before NFL goes on strike, and I'm going to miss it because I'm out here talking to you." Man, that's what he said, trying to get me off of it.
Yeah.
And finally, I just said, "Man, this ain't worth it." Because I put a piece of gear in, and I leaned back on it, it fell out. But I'm like, at that point, I'm 400-something feet off the ground, man. Dang. And I'd still be bouncing if I'd hit, because it's at an angle, so I'd have bounced here and bounced there and bounced there. Ugly. Dang. So valor is the better part, discretion is the better part of valor, if you ask me. You look at something and you know
Yeah.
That if I push it any farther, it's not going to be good. And you got to know that, man. You can't be too macho, and you can't be too, jacked up thinking, okay, I can do this. Hey, you're going to tell yourself so many lies, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know it. Yeah, I ain't gonna tell myself too many lies at that high anyway. I'm a realist especially when.
Well, we're gonna see how you act when you go out the door of that airplane. That's what's going.
So on other notes,